And we're live on a Saturn day. Funny how those come so often. I am the hostess with the mostest, the High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, alright, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, oh shit, that too, evangelist, North American Sybil. I am your messenger God, first child of God, the Lilith reincarnated, here on another one. You know, there's certain days that I can look back and I was like, that was a great teaching. And I wish I could, someday I'll go back and find them all again. We'll relive them. But some days they're just great teachings. And yesterday was filled with great teachings. It really just was. Make sure you catch my teachings from yesterday. I had 2 videos that came in, of one of Pac and one of... You're doing the most, bro.
The other white chair is full of clothes.
Okay. Give me a minute, guys. Anyways, I had 2 videos come in, and they were just so good I couldn't separate them, so I smashed those together in my shorts of the boys in the hood, because they're always hard. Yesterday was a good day. I don't feel like we need to start on a bad note, but I'm going to see if anything bad comes out. In essence, I was listening to Steve Love Tarot, and it said some bullshit for the week. Really? Yeah, in essence, it just said, I don't know. It just gave me a bad feel. And I wasn't sure. So, everybody tries to... They don't want to scare you in their card readings. I don't mind scaring you. So I'm going to just kind of verify with my own cards. As I was sitting here, I was guided to the Quantum Tarot. I've got an Oracle. I'll let my daughter choose because she's all up in my face. And then we're going to use that with the Notoria. Overall energy is what? What does it say? The star. It's what I ended on last night. I kept talking about the star symbolism in the tarot and how you guys got it fucked up. But in essence, it's kind of unique. It's a sign of hope is what I said over and over and over. It's the spark of, and that's Ceridwen, hope. We went from Kalik to Ceridwen in my book. You have to catch this all yesterday. Hey, can you pick one of these fucking cards? I don't care which one. Just give it to me when you're done. We talked about that. What'd she get? A message in a bottle. Message in a bottle. Does it always come with a song? Yeah. Holy Spirit sends the messages in all forms. I feel like my pants are tight. I told you, I've got a little... and where it is, it's not my belly, it's my butt and my thighs. So it's making this not work. So in essence, I'm gaining. My butt's getting thicker. Anyways, moving on. My pants was too tight. We're gonna get rid of those. Get rid of those. Okay. In the Dark Night of the Soul Journey, which I told you guys yesterday, I use this as a Bible. This is how I got through it, and this is how I know it. And then I started to learn other levels as I mastered these levels. And that's where all these different cards come from. Everything I provide to you is ascension information. How to get to the next level of spiritual evolution, mental awareness, or emotional stability. Therefore, I am your spiritual healer and teacher. So, as I taught yesterday, get the fuck out of my face, Famanach. Yesterday we spoke all about Kalik, which I told you is Kobe, excuse me. I turned to the Morgan. After Kalik, right, let me see. Reclaiming the Dark. After Kalik. And then here's some invocations. I don't think you need to. The Winter Queen and the Rebirth Initiation. It's a little bit early for all this, but you can't really... There's stages of autumn. It can happen anytime during these seasons. It's their season. It's like football season, basketball season, Kalik season, right? Incantations, da-da-da-da. But the next spot, and that's... Oh, it's Artemisia. It was actually the end. Well, then it must have been Ceridwen before. Morgan? Nope, Ceridwen. Morgan, Maeve. Where the fuck is Ceridwen? There it is. They call it Ceridwen or whatever the fuck. Ceridwen is all about the initiation, and this is really where we're getting to. Let me explain this. Because it's Sahim, which is October 21st. We're actually going into Mabun which is autumn. So I kind of like explaining this all to you, how this all is playing around. We're literally going in stages, and that's how I can see it. This is a really great stage, though, because it's, as I keep using the reference, the cauldron and stuff, where everything comes together to make the goodness. It's really the harvest. You know, you put all these raw substances into the water, and you turn on the fire. And that's pretty much what we're doing with us. That's the definition of the alchemical, principle, is adding fire to it. You know what I mean? The raw elements. So then we put that, and then we look at yesterday's video, and I showed you this is why I'm hot, is what I'm hearing. This is why I'm hot. This is why I'm hot. How did I become the high priestess? Is what we were talking about under the high priestess moon, which is the full moon in Pisces. I told you that before, every time this moon had came, I had been guided to, really step into my priesthood under these moons, real big ones. And so here we are again, year 3. As far as the witchhood goes, you know what I mean, there's certain levels to the decree, so at year 3, it's a really big deal. But I was explaining my story yesterday, my testimony to it, and all of that was the new life, you know what I mean? As soon as I gave up the old life, I started becoming the new life. In the process of giving up I was becoming the new life, because in essence, this is what I was always made to do. I was using this as a guide for myself and just sharing my information. And that's all I was ever meant to do. And I just got better at it. Do you understand? The second I gave up that life was the second I started my new life. And the more I take off that life, the more I become what I was always meant to be. The only thing that's standing in between me being the best priestess in the world of, exactly what God wants, his goddess, for all to see, are my own fears and insecurities of the past. Whether it be this life or another, and I have to overcome them to step into my full role. Everybody knew it, bro. And then you can go to the star card. It's like you're destined to be a star. You're going to be famous. You're going to be rich. That would have been cool when I had a mentality, and that's what Steve's Love Tarot was talking about. It's like, yeah, this would have been cool when I was 40, but now I'm a fucking 85. In the essence, it's like, no, it meant more when when money meant something, but now it means something completely different. And he literally goes on to say, it's like, you're gonna, you could win a big chunk of money, and then all these people start coming up. I was like, yeah, I'm expecting those people. That's why we had to burn the bridges before we got to this moment. So they knew better than to approach me on some stupid shit. And realistically, people are going to be greedy of the fact that it's not made for them. Well, you give it to nobody. No, they're somebody. They're God's people. And he chose. I don't choose. And it's just kind of the big-ass story about it. It's like, in the beginning of the year, I see myself in the hotel flipping out. I get the downloads of what they want me to do, which is just exposure. They want me to start exposing myself and showing the world who I am. Back to, I don't want to be a witch. And then you go back to yesterday's story and you see how far I've come to stand in the bright light and be a witch for God. Do you know what I mean? But ultimately, he wants me to stand on the highest throne and speak it to every country and every nation and every man and child and woman and everyone. And you can see where my fears of that would be, as I'm like, don't want to do religious studies with you guys. It's not about religious studies because I go against what religious doctrine said in the name of God, and so it becomes, that's where the real becomes, and I don't really step up to that battle weekly, but what I do is exactly what the priestesses have, from the beginning of time, have done, down to the great Aradia. We were persecuted and hung and and despised and feared for nothing more than our devotion and love to God. And as I say that, I see Mary, both Marys, Mary Magdalene and Mother Mary, the only woman by his side. What gives her such a right? That's what you're going to say with my dude, too. In the essence, it was a great teaching. It's a great story, but it's just the beginning. And that's what Kobe was trying to explain to you, is all our answers are in the past so that we can have a bright new future. We know what we're made to do. We just don't see this as being successful. And when I finally came to the point, and I was screaming that from my towers this week, are you never going to accept that I'm nothing more than God's servant? Are you never going to accept that I might be poor my whole life and just be his maid servant, to just be his nun? That's all I'm going to be. Accept me. Accept that this is what he's made me, and I'm going to do this whether you accept it or not. And that's where it was stepping into it. It's like I spent all these years trying to figure out, and I can remember crying to God and, you know what I mean, in Las Vegas. I don't know how to do this, God. I don't know how to be your priestess and provide for my family. I don't know how to live in two worlds. I can't do this. I need God. I need to be able to provide for myself. So he came home and he brought me to work. He gave me what I said I needed. I needed that in my life. And that's what I told Morgan last night. You know, I was telling her about this job. It's like, God understands that I need this in my life. I need to be part of this to make myself feel good. It doesn't matter what I'm doing, as long as that I'm part of something. It makes me feel good in my skin. And so he found a way to make me a part, still set apart, but an important part. You know, but I wasn't willing to give it up. I couldn't. It was the pride, and that was this whole ride. It's like, I can't just give up my life for you, God. I can't let people look at me like this. I can't be this, God. All the things that I'm capable of, you can't just make me this. I can do such great things. I need this in my life. I have to show that I'm capable of taking care of my family. You can't make me look like this, powerless, useless, homeless. I just want to go on and say, I'm not homeless. I live in a homeless shelter. I have a home for people that were homeless, but I have a home. I just want to point that out. But, you know, it was all about that. It's like, I had to fight it, dude. I fought it, and I fought it. And everywhere he put me, I wanted to get a job and get a house and get my life back. I just want to go back to where I came from, dude. I was willing to do any job and live in any place. And that's what I wanted to show you, is it was pure desperation to reclaim my identity. And I just wouldn't accept what I already was. You already are the priestess. I just kept fighting it, trying to hold on to what I used to be, or create something outside of it, so that I could show you that I can make money and I can, you know what I mean, be like you. I don't have to. I have all the years before that got me here to show that I was like you. I don't need to continue to be like you, and that was the point. Hey, can you pass me some tea? My stomach hurts so bad. Those fucking burritos fucked me up last night, and then I put a cupcake. Oh, my stomach is fucked off. Anyways, I mean, we're flushing, obviously. Anything worse would have been Taco Bell. Oh, we had that the night before. It could have been one of the other. Anyways, going on to it. Steve's love tarot aligns with the bullshit that I was saying yesterday that Khalik was trying to teach us. First off, guys, the inevitability is the patterns. We can't keep running from them. Like, in essence, it's like I keep fighting these same fucking battles, bro, then to have to go out and, you know, fight the same battle in a different person. If that makes any sense to you. So Steve's love tarot is talking about, you know, the past is going to come back, and you're going to be there like, I wish this happened sooner, but it's going to be, you know, you're going to be tainted by it. And that's basically what Khalik was trying to teach us yesterday in Kobe. And it's, you know, he's using, as I see him, he's using basketball references, but he's also showing me the same thing with Lewis. You're going to be on the same track. You're going to be fighting the same... I lost my connection when I said that. How much of this video did we lose? Fuck. Every time I'm connecting teams. Not always the same players. Not always the same conditions, but the same teams. Over and 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 over. Right? And that's what he wants us to understand. He's trying to explain is, you know, this repetition. It gets annoying. It's like, man, I'm going to have to face you again. What do I got to do to not face this again? Why do we keep facing it? Because in essence, you know, I'm seeing Mega Mind. It's like it's our opponent. It's our training camp. As I say that, I see Russ, which I haven't seen this weekend, thank goodness. Every time I face Russ, as difficult as it is, I become wiser and more loving, no matter whatever comes out of that fucking video. Because as angry, as raged up as his action of the day may be, right? Here's this fucking, imagine I'm driving a car and here's this log in the road. Here he is. There's always something in my way. Here he is. I have to stop what I'm doing, and as mad as I get about this log, once I move this log out of my way, I am stronger, and I am wiser, and I am better. So, like, I'll raise up with him every time and get so fucking flamed up and find new ways to put it out, which was new understandings, new ways of trying to relate with this motherfucker, new ways of trying to have compassion, new ways of being kind. Yeah, I will tear him up, but then I'll be like, all right. And that's that Hades thing. It's like your head blows on fire, and you're like, okay, he's just a kid. Okay. And that's where I get to. It's like, every time I deal with him, I get better at dealing with just absolute nonsense. Where you don't want to deal with nobody's nonsense. You'd rather just walk away. And God has me pinned in a cage with this motherfucker and says, don't hurt him. I'm going to slap the shit out of him. It's like you fight battles all day and you're like, I'm ready. And then they send this motherfucker in and tell you don't hurt him. Are you fucking kidding me? Not you again. All right, what do you got today? And that's where it is. It's like it's like a poke match. It's like a slap match. Like he's gonna come in and slap me. You know what I mean? And I gotta sit there and just like spit blood and not rip his head off. Are you serious? In essence, it's a battle. Spiritually, of course. Because I just want to rip his fucking head off. And I still keep remembering that song. I wrote a song. Rip your head off. I wrote this song before I even met you, bro. I was ready for this. I have a song to this dance. This is bullshit. Same with Bobby. It rips my heart out. But every time I come out and I can teach somebody that has been through this bullshit, I can look at Allie and be like, hey, as I'm wiping the tears off my face, we're gonna be okay. It's like I walk out with my head held high and I teach somebody how we could have got through this better before this time. It's like I didn't handle it like that ever in my life, but did you see me go down? Did you see that battle? The battle royale? And they do it all the time for you. And it's really internal battles that we're met with other people outside of ourselves. And the battle is to be a better person, be the bigger person when you're dealing with really small individuals. I mean, if you know you can crush them, you know, then how do you fight an ant, a fire ant that just keeps biting you? You would just think just to crush it, but you're like, no, I have to have respect for life and let this thing live and understand why God has put this little biter in my fucking bed with me. You fucking bed bug. Oh, that would be... I totally came to the conclusion of that, Hades. I was like, why the fuck did God give me such a fucking fuckboy? A whole fuckboy, a whole bed bug, a whole one-night stand. He's like, you need practice. I realized that right away. I was like, oh, this is going to be my sex instructor. He's trying to sex magic me again. That's what's really funny. It works on everyone but me, huh? Yeah, I know. Let me try my magic on you. Let's see how this goes down. But you're like, ugh. If I didn't want to fuck you, I want nothing to do with you. You're so obnoxious. What else am I supposed to do with you? There is a purpose. God really does do this. Why? How do I know? Because what use would have Adam been if it wasn't just to have sex with him and raise his children, be a kind, inspiring fucking woman to him? What the fuck else am I supposed to do with him? Oh Lord. Here we go back to God's great plan and shit. What the fuck is he planning? It's the end of the world. Don't worry about it. Anyways, let's move on. So you have to catch yesterday's reading to understand today's and where we're going with this, which is basically in fucking circles. And let me just remind you, because I wouldn't be here doing my job if I didn't tell you, to leave that that's no longer serving you. They're going to tell you in one card or another. Anyways, it's just talking about, Steve's love tarot is triggering. It's like the people, they're coming back. Didn't I say enough? Didn't I do enough? Didn't I talk enough shit that you will not? I used to be great at this, right? This is my defense mechanism. I am known for it. I will say some shit so hurtful that you will never approach me again. That worked for me forever. Do you know what it doesn't work on? Twin flames. All of your patterns. I could say so much shit to him, and he's still going to love me. Why? Because it's just words. It's not real. But in essence, other people, no, they'll like really, it's really funny because all the shit you try to use on the rest of the world, it just doesn't work. Why? Because you're trying to hurt yourself with your own patterns. It doesn't work. It's like Russ trying to make me jealous. I'm not jealous. You're jealous. You're going to make me something you are. I'm not. What am I? I'm angry. Pure anger. And that's where he would feed on it. Oh, this is going to fucking piss her off. He loves to see it. According to people that see it in the flesh, they say I become very sexy. I think Marshall thinks it's super sexy watching me tear people up. I think the world thinks it's sexy when you do it too. But in the essence, we have other things we can work with. I think it's sexy when you're nice and funny. There's other ways to be sexy than just being pissed off all the time. Moving on, where are we at? We're at 69. It's your favorite number. 69. Did you see that? Okay. Oh, and it comes with an invocation. Let's invoke some shit into our life. Rochelle. I heard Rotel. Yeah, that's what I need. Some chips and dip. That sounds great. That's going to be great on my fucking stomach. I just feel like we do this on purpose. It's like we're going to just flush her system and make her belly all fucked up and make her lose. You know what I mean? Like, they're trying to get rid of a parasite or something. Could that be you? No, it's trauma hidden in your stuff. It's like I'm going to be sick. Yeah, it's heartache. It needs to come out somewhere. All right, God who sees all. Yeah, he's watching. What else is he doing? He just watches his grand creation. That's all he does. He really doesn't do much but watch. That's why he has everybody else doing everything else for him. And that's an extension. He works through us. That's the truth. He's like, he puts it, you know what I mean? And that's that calling in your life. He works through us. Like, Jesus isn't, Jesus is just watching. We're the ones being Christ-like. We're the ones, you know what I mean? He's not pushing us to be Christ-like. We have to be Christ-like. I don't know how to explain it. God just watches the whole fucking thing. And that's where I'd be with God, just watching the whole fucking thing. I watch them all work. Whistle while they work. Really? Yeah. If you understand the whole infinite universe of all his creations and the plan, it's like he birthed you with a plan. You're going to do his great works. Seriously, does that not sound like everything biblical you've ever read? And they say God is within you. Yeah, and he's trying to make you get to work all the time. He wants you to do great works, which is what? Make this world better. That's all he wants to do, and he wants you to do it for him. What? How did I become your maid servant? Why do I got to clean up this mess? And when you do it, you feel pleased because there's a part of you that just wanted to do it. I didn't know I wanted to. You want to hear this story? This is some shitty-ass story. My first awakening, I'm going up to the top of Mother Cabrini's shrine I'm having this whole awakening as I'm climbing it. But as I'm climbing it, it's covered in fucking snow and ice. And I'm like, this is what I say out loud in my head. If I had a shovel, I would fucking shovel this shit. Anyways, I get up the mountain. I have a conversation with Gabriel. I get up at the top. I sing to God. Something touches me, blah, blah, blah. I feel this explosion of the divine feminine energy come from inside of me and explode all over the world. I come down the stairs, and I'm looking, and there's a shovel. And God said, get to work. Before I came down there, I had to go. He had me shovel 3 flights of stairs to where my arms couldn't even hold anything. Really? And there was a man that helped me. And he said, I can't do any more. And I said, we can't save the world's problems. We can only show them the way. And then I left. He was like, you know what I mean? He puts us in a place to be a good deeder. To do his good deeds. To clean up his messes. To be, you know what I mean? A light in the dark, bro. If we don't pick up the trash, who's going to pick up the trash? And that goes back to my wonderful feather that I got yesterday. How many people walked past this on the floor? My daughter said she saw it. How many people walked past it? One man's trash was my absolute treasure, and I treasure this a lot. But it wasn't meant for them. They had no inclination to even pick it up. And you can walk around this whole building and see that. These motherfuckers ain't picking up shit. They're very filthy in that sense. They open shit and throw it on the ground. I was pretty bad about that with my cigarette wrapper. I used to just open it and throw it on the ground. And then I did it once in front of someone, and he's like, "Are you going to pick that up?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah." And then I didn't do it again. And I guess that's maybe them, but in the essence, it's like, God wants you to do his good works, and he just sits there and watches, pleased. I can't say he's unpleased, and nothing surprises him. I've seen this before. I ain't never seen no shit like this. Who gave P. Diddy the idea to put that shit in his baby bathtubs? Where did this whole idea come from? This is some sick divine comedy right here. Was this Pac? Did you come up with this idea? This is the weirdest shit I ever saw. Nobody did no shit like this before. That was ingenious of the dark ideas. That's like when you're sitting there like, I could make a bomb. I have all this stuff in my house to make a bomb. Like, who gave you that idea? That's the mind of man. Come up with some weird shit. That's not from God. He didn't tell you that. It's supposed to make the world better, not that. The fuck was he started with? Where did that idea even come from? Anyways, God who sees all. It's right here. I moved it. Invocation. Dominias pars. What the fuck? Sorry. Hereditias mai et calesius mi tu es quim. Nope. It's fucking Latin. Restutis. I don't know. It's there again. Haridatiam maim mihai. What did you say? I don't know. Whatever that said. I tried to sound it out. You go ahead. This angel restores all the ideas, thoughts, and concepts that truly belong to us. Damn, bro. That's exactly what Kobe was talking about. It's picking up all the pieces, putting it all together, brewing all the good shit, and having a taste of what it came out to be. What am I hearing? The older the berry, the better the juice. Thanks, Bernie Mac. It was coming from Bernie Mac. Rochelle clears the mental labyrinth consisting of all the superstructures we have absorbed over the years. That's what we do. We take it off. These can come from our family, society at large, our upbringing, and the circumstances surrounding us. And you could see that as a young girl, I was programmed to work. Just like the rest of America, I heard that message. You have to work hard for a living. And that's all I taught my children, and that's all I knew, was how to work hard and provide, and that was my identity. And so taking that off and being poor and not working and being everything that people despise was extremely hard for me. I didn't see, it wasn't like people in my face made me feel it, but I would hear it in the cards. I would see it, you know what I mean? Bobby never made me feel bad. He just didn't know or just questioned it. Nobody ever made me feel bad for my situation. I felt bad because I knew that this isn't what we're trained to do. I went against all of my training. And that's what people watched. You know what I mean? Closest to me, my colleagues, my friends, and my family, they watched me give up. And they were sure it was drugs and alcohol. That's what they told people. I was on drugs. I was losing my mind. When I told them that I was crazy and I was healing it. But then all of a sudden, as I'm trying to heal crazy, I just give up on life. You could say that I got so crazy that I didn't care anymore, but that's not it. I cared so much. I was fine until I realized I was crazy. And then I became crazy to everyone else just through the healing journey. And that's what the whole thing I heard 2 days ago as I was walking down the stairs. It's like, not everybody's like you. We can't just do what you did. And I was like, what, give up? That's all I did was just give up. And that's why, going back to fucking Wolfman. And I'm going to read that tomorrow. It's like, you know, you said it. You said what everyone else didn't. She's asking to go out. That's what she's asking. You said what everyone else couldn't. You said it to my face. Oh, you think it's cool to just give up your whole life and just run away and praise God and live off of scraps and wear fucking nothing? It hurt. You hit me with my own truth. But you hadn't understood how hard it was for me to become this. And they're just taught it from young ages. People don't become this. You're either, you know what I mean? You're either humbled or you just fall. I made a choice. And that's what they thought was crazy. I kept saying I was doing this for God. When I sold my car for $400, people were crazed, bro. It was a beautiful, wonderful car. I love that fucking car. I love my Mazda. And like, my brother was so pissed. He said, why? It was a girl that just came out of homelessness, that was starting a music career, and God said, give it to her. Her name was something. Her stage name was something Lilith. I swear to God. We got into an argument over some shit, and she went all sour on me, and it was like, you know, you spit in my face after I blessed you. Whatever her karma may be, but I did the right thing. God said to give you this. You look forward, I wasn't gonna, what the fuck was I gonna do with 2 cars? I gave up everything in his name. And nobody, like, they fucking literally thought I was crazy. Well, look at me now, bro. I'm like the highest priestess that ever was. I'm the only real priestess you'll ever see. It's not that they're not real, but you'll never see them. Because they're too afraid to come out in the day and show you what we've been. I'm not the first. And I will definitely not be the last. That's what it means to be the priestess. To have a calling from God. To be a prophet. To be a missionary of Christ. And when people ask me what I do, I tell them, I'm a pagan high priestess witch. I teach pagan religions. I teach the pagan religions the Christ consciousness. And those of Christ, the pagan religions. I do more than you could ever fully understand. But I couldn't do this having a fucking 9 to 5, trying to chase a music career, trying to have a boyfriend, trying to have a sexy body, trying to care about any of this world. I had to become a master of the other worlds, only to bring it to this world. Not to make myself rich. I gave up all those desires for this. So as he says, it's like, yeah, to win the lottery is to start the work. To build God's kingdom, because that was why he told me I would win it. He didn't tell me I'd win it because I'd live on some island and we'd be happy. He told me I'd win it and I'd have my true happiness, which is my trailer. And I could travel the lands and help the people. Give them homes, give them foods, give them futures. Be him in this body. I had to lose everything. But I sacrificed it, bro. He didn't take it out of my hands. Some things, yes, that I wouldn't just give up. I made a choice to give up my music. I made a choice to give up my career, to give up my home, to give up my life for God. And I don't regret it because in God, he gave me a new life. And he will for you too. I keep seeing this bakery, bro.
Oh, the bakery around our house?
No, it's a bakery in my brain. It's like somebody, he's calling you just to bake his goods. Give us this day our daily bread. He's telling me. I don't know who you are, and I'm filled with tears. But all he wants from you is to bake his bread. And I know you don't think that's going to be rich, bro, but you don't know the power in that bread, bro. That bread will get you bread, bro. I don't know what he's saying. As me as a bread freak, and I love a bakery, and fuck, I just want to eat all the breads in the world. I'm not into cakes. I'm not into frosting. I'm not into fucking none of that, bro. But breads, I love breads. I'm seeing that. It's like, dude, we need you. Maybe you won't be rich, but maybe you will once they find out how great your bread is. And all you're doing is doing the same thing that mothers did way back in the days, breaking a loaf of bread to eat off of. It's that simple. You really have the skills. It may not make you famous, so that's why you don't want to do it. But you could be famous just doing what makes you happy. And that's what it is. It's like, People feared the witch forever, so he wants me to be the most famous witch there ever was. And that's a scary thing. You know what I mean? I had Aleister Crowley show me yesterday, talk to me about it. It's like, dude, they fucking feared me. I never did anything. He never is known for any of his magical acts, but they want me to show you God's works through my act, or you know how God works through my acts. And that's scary, bro, because we've known in history what they do to people that are different. And he wants me to be that, and so I'm afraid of it. And so are you. What will my family say if I just quit my fucking job? Hey, that we could start with that when I left corporate America to drive Lyft. I used to wear fucking high heels and pin skirts and fucking was up at fucking, you know, now I'm wearing fucking, I'm literally wearing fucking jeans and fucking tennis shoes and smoking weed all night. I worked so fucking hard, all those sleepless nights, bro. 2 jobs just to work in that life, dude. I worked and worked and worked and went to school and tried to ace tests and all of that just to give it all up and drive around all night. But it made me happy, and we had freedoms. I could be a mom. We had lots of money. It wasn't proudful. People thought I was nothing more than a fucking taxi driver. What happened? You always do that. Once you get out there, you get this urge, I gotta pee. Same with her. Well, anyways, what I just want to point out is, like, you already have what you need inside of you. You just need to develop it. And that was what Kobe and everybody was saying. Let me reread this now that you heard that big fat story. This angel restores all the ideas, thoughts, and concepts that truly belong to us. Rochelle clears the mental labyrinth consisting of all the superstructures we've absorbed over the years. This can come from our family, society at large, our upbringing, and the circumstances surrounding us. And that's what's so big about the LGBTQ world. When we were growing up, we didn't have a choice. We were told what we were. You're a girl, so you must act like this, and you must dress like this, and you must talk like this, and this is what makes you a girl. They have come out, a war of them, generations of them, to prove to us that we have a choice. And we don't have to dress like you say. We don't have to act like you say. We don't have to be what you say. They're breaking it, and it's pissing everyone off. But we didn't have that choice, or we didn't stand up in that choice. Again, going back to when I grew up in the 90s, we called gay, we were afraid of gays. And especially of AIDS. It all happened too fast. We didn't have the knowledge, and we feared everything. As we started to learn that we wouldn't catch AIDS, and they weren't going to hurt us, and that gay people weren't, child molesters, and they weren't just rapers and stuff like that. You know what I mean? We started to have less fear and more understanding, more comfortability. There is a lot of places where they don't have that yet. They don't know what gay people are. They don't know any of this, so they fear it, and they just want to get rid of it so it doesn't hurt them. A good movie to watch is Philadelphia. I watched it just this week, too. It was with Tom Hanks and... can't think of his name right now. Can't think of his name. Come on, brain. I'm seeing Danny Glover, but that's not his name. I'm seeing him, but that's not his name. Oh, God. I can't think of his name. Anyways, the whole point is we need to restructure our mind. We can't be narrow-minded. We can't live by the structures of our mind. It's breaking. Those structures are literally breaking outside. Everything we believed in is falling apart because it was built on faulty foundations of just hatred, of fear and hatred. We built these walls because we were afraid of them. For how long have we been trying to keep Mexicans out of America? What if you just let them in under the fucking circumstance that they must work? That's all they want to do when they get here anyways. You say that they are a drain on our economy. Then let them be part of the economy. They're going to anyways. What do they come here to do? Fucking work, bitches. You say they're stealing our jobs, but how come we have all these jobs and they're not filled by our people? Because our people don't want to work for a living. They do. Our people just want to be big sensations on the internet. They understand that we need to work, and they're willing to do 13 hours days of hard labor. I'm just saying, it's like, when are you going to realize that this doesn't work and try something else? Simple shit like that, bro. That's just the basis. We've been fighting the same battles forever. Why don't you just give up and try something new? Give in. Try it. If it doesn't work, then build the wall again. It never worked before. Try something that might work. Why don't you see that? Why do you see them as a problem? Why can't you see them as a solution? All of these fucking Venezuelans came here came to build a future, not be given one, to build one. And you didn't even give them the building blocks, which is the papers to get a job. Let them help us build. You want to have all of these industries here. You want to put all these factories back here. We have all the hands to help us, and you want to push them out instead of pull them together. Sorry. However, the angel's action could be humiliating, violent, and frustrating if we do not agree to voluntarily abandon values, habits, and impulses we have attached to, even though they do not truly belong to us. Russ, you're still living up to your mom's expectations just as much as Lewis. And Marshall's still trying to prove to the world some bullshit that somebody told him when he was a kid. You're beyond successful. You're beyond talented. You're beyond rich. You have literally made it. There's nothing more in this world that you really need. At this point, you're just collecting. You're a collector's item. Please, for the love of God, use all this greatness and true greatness and be great by helping people. The only reason God chose you is because he knew through you great works could be done. As I say that, don't you fucking forget I'm talking to you, Kim Kardashian. He chose to put you in a place of power because he wanted you to use that power for his good. He let you have all the fun he let you have what you wanted, but now he wants his, and that's where it's time to pay the piper, bro. It's time to pay it forward. It's time to pay it back. And as I say that, I've got Pac and Kobe and Nipsey looking straight at me. It's time for you guys to pay it back and help the people. Our people. These are the people that our children will grow up with. If we don't help these people, they'll destroy our children's future just as well. We owe it to the past, the present, and the future, dude. To start standing up against, you know what I mean? People's perspectives. You're going against their beliefs, bro. And there's going to be some backblow. But that's how we rally change. Because you're not the only person everybody's thinking it. But nobody's ready to do it. I was so sure of Marshall on my army. I was so sure of fucking Royce in my army. I was so sure of Kanye in my army. These guys, for sure, put them in front of a fucking screen and a mic and we can spread change. These guys right here could literally be our presidents, our future fucking, this could be, what'd you call it, Mount Rushmore? Put them up there. Who else wants their fucking name, their face chiseled on fucking, in the fucking mountains and in the stars? That you came and changed the world, like Martin Luther King and like all of the leaders before us. We need change, bro. Don't say I'm dreaming. It's God's dream. It's his vision on all of our lives. And it starts with one person, Bob Marley. They were all just one person. Gandhi, Mother Cabrini, Marilyn Monroe. She broke it, bro. She went against it. Women aren't supposed to do that, bro. Dude, she went straight to the top, bro. Being the best woman they told her she could never be, bro. If she would have been here, she would have taught women just that. How to be brave and bold and beautiful, and not to care what other people think. We didn't have many women in our life to teach us that, because the men forgot it too. I hope that Gabriel visits you and can really, you can hear God's message on your heart and you start walking in it. I never knew tarot. I never knew nothing about spirituality when I started this. I only knew the Bible, and I knew it well. I only knew Christ. But through Christ, you find all things. And that's where it started. I have a PhD in spirituality. Of all of it. But I had to start it. And that was dedication. Spending my last dollar on a fucking stone, some sage, and a book. Spending every dollar. And that's where my kids are now. They think, they know this brings me happiness. So like for my birthday or Christmas, they offer to buy me cards or books. My children know that I love flowers. I love herbs. They know that I'm all spiritual and that, you know what I mean? I became that. I was never any of these things. I hated outside. I didn't like bugs or sweating. And I was afraid of animals and scary things in the dark. I became something, amazing, but I had to take off everything I was. This angel is saying that the energy upon us, and especially with this full moon and the eclipse of the heart, is going to ask you to shed your skin. And it is a very painful process of trying to talk your mind off the ledge. Trying to tell it. And that's what I told this man. It's like, you have to brainwash yourself. You're not lying to it. It just doesn't believe it. But you have to say it. You have to teach your brain to think differently. To see things differently. You have to re-parent yourself. Okay? I'm going to stop there because I'm hungry. I just had a huge cry. We'll pick up at the message in the bottle and with some more messages later. All of my messages run together. It's just a page in a book. It looks like nothing. You know what I mean? It's like we're putting together puzzles every day that turns into a beautiful page. But that puzzle is part of the bigger picture of yesterday's puzzle. It's like my daughter does puzzles. It's like yesterday we put together this corner. Today we put together this corner. Tomorrow we'll put this together, and somehow all three of these will come together. That's what we do around here. And it turns into this beautiful intertwined web of God's workings. And you're part of it. People are always like, alignment. When you get on your track, when you get in alignment with, you're there. No matter if you're in the fire, you're in the water, or you're just sitting still on a fucking bench. You're right where he put you. I used to sit on the bench all the time hoping to take action. Till I realized this is where I need to be. On the bench. Speaking to all the other players that it's their turn to take action. I've already been out there. I got it. You know what I mean? I'm warming up the bench warmers. I'm getting them off the bench. I sit here and keep the bench clean. And that's kind of funny. It's because, when you started, it was me and Kobe on the court. Then Kobe was on the bench. And Kobe was in the crowd. And then Kobe's just the announcer. At any time, he can come down and play me on this fucking court. Which is what? Me, face my feelings. And he did it a couple weeks ago. Remember? He came up, he's like, just out of nowhere. It's like, you want to talk about why you're always giving up on relationships? Jeez, really? If that's what we're doing today? We're gonna fight? You wanna battle? You wanna talk about it? He's great for that. You would have never thought that Kobe was great for that. He was a great listener. But he had to. He was a watcher. He watched and listened. He didn't talk too much, but when he did, it was powerful. It wasn't about running his mouth. He was more about actions. His actions, you know what I mean? His words his actions backed up his words. Pretty cool. Hey, I love you guys. I'll catch up with you guys later for another reading. Basically, what is it? The initiation into the mysteries of darkness and facing the fears. What's going to be the hardest part? Going against your brain? What it knows and what everybody else thinks you should be doing with your fucking life. If you want a great example, look at what happened to Kanye when he tried to become godly. Everybody went crazy on him, and this is what happens if you let everybody else's perspective gets to you. You could either be like me or you could be like him. Kanye can't do anything else with his life but do what God called him to do. And just like me or Kanye, every time we try to run back to that old life, we're gonna get burned. And that's Lewis today on the track. Don't get excited, Lewis. Just have fun. I sent him that this morning. It's like, bro, you're not here to win. Stop thinking that's what you're here to do, bro. In essence, you're gonna keep losing until you've learned this. You still haven't learned it, Lewis. And that's why they won't give it to him. They won't give him a win because he'll forget everything they've been teaching him. One win will make him forget. It's like, what's that saying in alcohol and drugs? It's like 1,000 is never enough, but one is too many. If they let him have one more win, he'll go right back into that mindset he was before he started losing. They can't. And that's it. It's like they can't let him off the bed yet. He's not ready. He's not healed. And it's, how long will this last? As long as he makes it, bro. The longer he's trying to get out of that bed, the longer it's going to hurt. You just have to rest and see what's being, you know what I mean? And in essence, I hope this never happens to you, but if he was in a terrible car accident, he'd just sit there in bed, wanting nothing more than to get better and get back to his life. Never understanding that once you get out of this bed, if you get out of this bed, your life is never going to be the same. He hasn't realized that he's in his own bed. He's in his own grave. Most people don't. They're just trying to get back to the life they had. If you could even get out of the jam that you're in right now, there's no way to go back to where you came from. Not after everything that's been done. And that's how I look at it. You just got to go forward with something new. Really? Yeah. The old is dead and gone. You're just holding on to the memory of it. And that's most of these guys in their, in their music career. Even if you drop another album, it's never going to get as big as that last, that one. You know which one? That one. You keep doing this, you're never going to have a future. You're just trying to have the past. You haven't even realized that it's done. You don't want it to be done. You want to keep holding on to it. But as soon as you let it done is as soon as you're free to do something else. As soon as you quit your job, bro, you got some free time to do something else with your fucking time. You might not have money, but you have time. And what can you do with time? Infinite possibilities. If you don't push all kinds of activities in it, then you can sit with inspiration, and that's where the genius comes from. You need time to think. You can't do that when you're just doing other shit. You're not thinking, you're doing. Just showing you, hey, again, I'm always going to tell you to ruin your life. Here comes Bobby. Why? I feel like you're the devil trying to convince me that the grass is greener on the other side. First off, you're the devil trying to convince me that you live a happy fucking life with your little fucking hamburger wife. You're never going to make me believe your lie. Not you, not Lewis, not fucking Russ, not Marshall. You're believing your lie, and you can't even believe it because you can't even look happy. Russ wants to keep taking pictures and pretend like he is so happy snappy. I'm going to slap that fucking lie right off your face. You keep lying to yourself, not me. And whoever else will believe this bullshit. And that's why they want to be like you. They're believing your lie. They think if they live like you, they'll be happy like you. You're not happy. You're lying to them. Losers. And the essence is like, you look at my life as hell. Okay, I get it. Nobody wants to be around homeless people and fucking struggling and this and that. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. But if hell is true, then yeah, they are in hell, bro. They're fucking suffering. Am I burning with them? No. They're hopeless. They're helpless. Some of them are absolutely useless. They're on drugs. They've been abandoned. They've been neglected. They're running from the police. They're the streets, bro. They're hell. If that's the truth, and God has placed me in hell with all of these people that are meant to suffer, the least I can do is try to, you know what I mean, relieve some of their suffering while I'm here. Can you do the same where you are? You're in your own hell, bro. Running around trying to pay bills, trying to meet everybody's needs, trying to look good, trying to, you know what I mean, just trying and trying and trying. Whatever. And that's where it is. It's like, I think you should ruin your life and start over. It's never too late to start over. And once you ruin it, God's going to be right there trying to tell you. Don't listen to your mind. Don't listen to what it tells you to do. Listen to God. He's got a better plan. Or you could do every fucking stupid thing your mind says. But the whole point of this is to break the mind, overcome the mind, do what really makes you happy, not what you're restricted to in your mind. That's what we've been teaching all week. Hey, we'll continue later. Oh, wait. At the bottom of this. The attributes is number 69. It's part of the angels, told you, right in the moon. The tarot is the star. The planet is the sun. The sign is Pisces. Told you, full moon in Pisces. The aretestic is the seven of swords, which is what? Loki, lies, deceit, cheating. Could be that devil card you were picking up there, Steve. You can either stay in the dark or you can walk in the light. That's it. You can live a lie or you can be truthful. It's your choice. You quit pretending like, you know, we're the lie when you're the one lying. Are you happy? Are you hungry? Are you this? No. Fucking liar. You can't even tell me how you really feel. I know you're hungry. We haven't eaten all day. You're fucking lying. I can hear your stomach. Why are you lying to my face? That's what I mean. You do it unconsciously. Are you mad? No. Did that bother you? No. You fucking liar. How could you listen to something like that and not have an emotional response? What do you mean you don't feel nothing? Are you a sociopath? See, I could drive you crazy. This is why God hasn't given me someone. You can't deal with that type of crazy. Am I crazy? You are. And I'm questioning everything your crazy mind is coming up with. You need to take care of that. Hey, I love you. Ladies. Bye. Oops.